Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross and Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross and Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross and Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family.
Good evening, folks, and welcome inside the Queen of Mara place here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia, as we get set for some U15 action. It's home opener for the Western Hurricanes as they face off against the Novas. 4:19 the local time, and we are underway as that puck goes back into the Nova zone. Picked up, looking over some options in the corner. That's McDonald. He works up to the point. Puck worked back into the neutral zone. Picked up, trying to poke it ahead as the Hurricanes dump it in. That was Wynot out to play it. Wilson, he'll go around for McDonald. Centering pass, that connects cleanly and worked up. The Nova's trying to get something going. That was Sampson working it over center. Turns it over and worked back the other way. Chip play up ahead. Here's Sampson. He'll pressure. Worked over to the far side. Corkum picked up on the far wall and worked back into his own zone. Looking over some options. Now he'll pick it up and work it out. Here's Dion. He gets center. He'll dump it off and head out for a change. Out to play at Wilson. He gets the nod here in the game for the Novas. The Novas coming into the game with a 1-0-1 record. They have 4 points on the year. They currently sit 5th place amongst all U15 teams here. Second weekend of action into the regular season. Hurricanes come in with a 0-2-0 record. No points on the year. And they are currently 10th as that shot gets sent in behind the net. Picked up down low. Looking over his options. Here's Colin Crawford. Crawford leaves at the point. McDonald overhandles the puck, and he gets it back down low now. Back to the point, Gillis. Up top, Gillis shot off the stick of Lucas up over the net. And behind, trying to work it out. As it's a 1-on-2, the Hurricanes outnumbering down low as it's worked up to Gillis now. Gillis shot there, hits the post. Knocked away and picked up in the corner. Here's Knox Hughes. Working it up to his forwards. They get to the center and dump it in. They'll continue with it. DeMel down low. So he gets some help from Henrik Tenwold as it's now centered and into the neutral zone. Work back. Here's Gillis. Across the blue line. Shot there. Blocked. Rebound off the shot block and into the corner now as they'll battle for it. 2-on-2. McIsaac's shot. Rebound loose in front. Looking for it. Into the far side. Picked up. Worked back to the point out of everyone reach. That was Dykers that sent it all the way back. It'll go out. Wilson out to play it. He'll backhand it around. Frazier takes a tumble in the corner. Cohen Frazier. As McIsaac has it now. Working it up the wall, looking over some options, trying to work it out off the stick as McIsaac picks it up in the neutral zone. Here's a chance for the Novas back the other way. McIsaac shot there into the chest of the starting goaltender here in the home opener for the Hurricanes. Number 30, Marcus Tanner. So Tanner's going to get the nod here for the Hurricanes in their home opener this year as we're still scoreless here, 12-17 remaining in the first period. Face-off battled for on the far side. Shot there, that's wide. Past the skate of Tanner and sent back in. Gilson at the point. Peoples trying to center, can't connect, and work back into the neutral zone. Gillis, he'll get it for center and dump it back. As the puck below us here plays ping pong. Still looking for someone to get it going. Now back the other way. Over the line, trying to cut to the middle. Chambers gets it in the slot. Shot that's off the stick and in behind. Down low, Lucas. He gets taken out. No call on the play. Picked up. Going to move it through the neutral zone with speed. Here's Sampson. Nice move around one. Sampson shot. Scores! What a move by Asher Sampson to score their first goal of the game and a 1-0 lead here for the Novas. 11:35 on a nice dipsy doodle move by Asher Sampson, and the Novas off to a 1-0 lead here. The home opener for the Hurricanes. What a move by Asher Sampson, and he'll break open the scoring here. See, he ripped one over the the blocker of Tanner. He out to play it now, is turned over in front, knocked out of harm's way, picked up in the slot area, worked over, stepping up. Purcell, he'll retreat back to the point now. And on the forecheck, McIsaac pressuring. Picks it up down low. Looking over some options. Back to the point. That was Colton McIsaac. Shot there looking for a tip off the pad and behind. McIsaac now once again with it. Down low, looking over some options. Centering off the skate though, and he'll have it down low. Reverse play. Picked up on the far side by Gillis. Trying to center. Purcell's going to dump it right back in. He'll head off for a change now. That's John Purcell. Fence him for the Novas as it's worked up. Tenwold gets center, dumps it up in the air. Wilson out to play it. He touches it around to the far side. Lucas is going to pressure. Worked up the wall, centering pass. Here's McDonald through the neutral zone. Under his stick. There's a sauce pass. Too hard to handle. Good pressure, though, by McDonald. Here's a chance. Back from McCullum. Shot there. He takes a hit. To make a play is Denwell finishing his check as he gets it now on the half wall. Takes a bump. Continues on from his knees trying to center. He gets it up. Chips it off the official and sent right back in by Crawford. Played in behind his own net by Tanner. Reverse play. Back. Nova's intercept. Here's a chance. Scores! Nova's on a turnover and a 2-0 lead here for the Novas. As Crawford buries it home and the Novas jump out to a 2-0 lead. Crawford's going to get the second goal of the game here. Purcell takes a tumble before puck drop, and over 5 minutes expired here. A 2-0 lead for the Novas. Gillis in on the forecheck. He gets to it first, try to work it back to the point, but it's picked off. Chipped out into the neutral zone. Good job to stick with it and get it out of his own zone. Now it's Churchill. So Ramard and McDonald getting the assist on the 2-0 goal. Have to make sure for the other ones. Checking over on the benches on the far side as a few former faces I recognize. Coach for the Western Hurricanes. And my roommate last couple years up at school, Mason Beck, as well as my captain, first-year junior, Ryan O'Toole. And down in the Novas bench looks like former Cape Breton West Islander Ben McClellan. Goes back. Here's Gillis on the short side. Gets center, dumps it in right onto the net of Tanner. Tanner's going to look for an option. He'll hold on to it, though, for a whistle here. 8:35 remaining in the opening period. So a couple familiar faces across the ice on the far side. O'Toole played for the St. Stephen Aces in the Junior A League before they moved to Fredericton, where he captained the team to the first season there. Mason Beck played in Miramichi and in the hometown, played for the Lumberjacks in the Junior A League before they were moved. That was after his time, though, as then he played the last 2 years out in Alberta in the ACAC, where he played for the Portage College Voyageurs. Ben's brother playing in the Quebec League with the Noranda Huskies when they won the Memorial Cup, I believe. So, good hockey family on the far side. Here's a chance shot, rebound, glove save. There's no rebound kicked out there, and a big glove save by Marcus Tanner. 2-0 lead here for the Novas. Crawford has a goal. He'll dig in on the offensive zone draw. Crawford wins it to the wall. McDonald, he's got an assist as he has it on the far side. Can't handle it. Centers it off his stick. Picked up by McDonald. Lincoln McDonald, he's got an assist. Here's a chance for the Hurricanes. Centering pass. Knocked away, though, and back into the own zone. Up the wall, McDonald. He's going to take a bump and chip it up ahead. Centered back. Working it over. Here's Chambers trying to get a shot away. Good job by the Novas. Making sure that can't happen on the far side now. picked up, worked back through the neutral zone. Remard, he's got an assist as well. Works it off to McDonald, both 1 point in the game so far. Puck sent out to the far side, too far to the reach of Chambers, back into the neutral zone. McDonald, DDD for McMullen. McMullen, fans on the puck, it goes into the feet of the official as it's worked up. Remard overskates the puck. McDonald now does the same. Lincoln McDonald, they'll peel off for a change now. Crawford, McDonald, and Remard as they'll have fresh legs out there. McIsaac hops out. He's got a goal, no icing, stepped up, why not? As Frazier was hopping up, Dion's going to pressure the puck on the far side. McIsaac trying to chip it out, can't do so as Frazier in behind now. Nice skate move, works it up to the wing, over on the far side, and center, Dykers. He'll carry it up. McIsaac now working it in over the line, down and low. Back for the D. Dion picks it off, centering, and worked back. Here's Wynot through the neutral zone. Wynot touches center, cross ice dump. Dion will pressure. Frazier in behind. He tries to work it back up the far side wall. Picked off. Dion back to his point man. Back for Dion now. Shot there, blocked. Into the corner. Purcell will pressure as it's worked around. Western, some good pressure here as they try to get a forecheck going and some offensive zone time. Mood Ross shot there wide. Frazier trying to chip it out. Held at the line, taking a bump on the far side. That's Knox Hughes, and looks like a whistle here. Maybe a hand pass or something like that. But face-off, going to stay just outside the Nova's bench on the far side. Thanks for tuning in here live on High Button Sports. As 2-0 lead here for the Novas in the first period as it's worked up. Cutting back into his own zone. He'll take over some times. Gillis is Dinwell on the forecheck. He gets the puck on the half wall. He cycles it down low. McDonald on the far side. That's Ren McDonald. Works it up for McDougall into the neutral zone. Sorry, that's another McDonald. So 3 McDonalds here in the game. Sampson works it in. He's got the opening goal for the Novas. Novas coming into the game with 8 goals for, 8 goals against in the 2 games they played last weekend. And the Western Hurricanes enter with 6 goals for, 11 goals against. Puck one back to McDonald. Takes a bump and worked out. Good job by Lucas. Here's a chance. Down the side, centering in front, looking for Dinwell. Pass worked out, held in, sent back by Santos. Wilson out to play it, works it up for Sampson. Sampson centering pass, clean breakout here by the Novas. Cutting back at center, Crawford. Nice move around a couple there was Crawford. Is too far out of his reach and worked back. McKenzie leaves it there for Santos, working it down the wall. Wheeling around his own net, Remard. Works up the wall, Churchill. Takes a bump, keeps it down low though. Rimmed around, here's McDonald on the half wall. So slow down, look over some option. McDonald fan on the centering pass. Takes a bump, worked out. Good job to support his winger there was McMullen. He dumps it in. He'll hold back at the point now. Puck worked up the wall. McMullen, D to D. McDonald, too far out of his reach. Dion's going to retreat back into his own zone. Cycling it back for his D man there was Corkum. As now the Novas on an offensive zone chance. That's Crawford trying to keep it in. He works it down low. Some good pressure here for the Novas as the Hurricanes looking to get it out of harm's way. 3:41 remaining. Corkum will weave him in front of his own net. Got to be careful here as he works it up into the neutral zone now. Just outside the line, sent back in by McDonald. He'll peel off for a change as Hosing gets back for it. Worked up. Why not? Mishandles the puck. Purcell, D to D. Far side trying to work it up. Good pressure by Why not? Now into the neutral zone. Ramon send it cross ice, goes D to D and worked right back. Wood Ross centers, picked off. Dykers got to be careful not to go offside, and offside they go as McIsaac couldn't get back in time as the Novas go offside here. 3:07 remaining here in the opening period. Queens Amera place in Liverpool, Nova Scotia, as a face-off over in front of the Western bench. As I was mentioning, Mason Beck played for his hometown as well. He played for the Miramichi Timberwolves in his 20 years. He went from the Timberwolves to the Mustangs and then back to the Timberwolves for his last year, midway through the season. And then played the last couple of years out in Alberta. As Dykers takes a bump from Wynot, McIsaac picks it up off the half wall, works over top of the circles. McIsaac drop pass, picked off. Back into the neutral zone. Wynot gets it. Has Lucas driving with him under his stick. Dykers, far side. He's going to weave his way through the neutral zone now. Dykers gets center, dumps it in. Out to play it, Tanner. He'll hold on for a whistle here. 2:24 remaining. Both forwards over there behind the bench for the Hurricanes. Only two men over there. Zitz worked back in behind their net. So as I was saying, two forwards when they played were Beck and O'Toole. Both had good careers. Junior A, and then Mason Beck extending his out into the university and college level. Here's a chance for the Hurricanes, blockered away by Wilson. O'Toole decided to work and pursue some coaching. As you see him now, the head coach of the Western Hurricanes. Puck worked back to the point. McDonald's shot there. Rebound loose in front, cleared out of harm's way. All the way down. And that has enough for icing. McDonald will get to it first, and no change for the Hurricanes. Looks like it'll be a full line change for the Novas. Ben McCullen played D for the Novas back when he was this age. No surprise there. Now being a coach as well. These two players on the Hurricanes bench played for the Hurricanes growing up as well. So going back to their old teams as alumni. Now here's a chance right off the draw, backhand, and nice patience there off the draw and betting it home there. Colin Crawford, he's got his second goal of the game. And 3-0 lead here for the Novas on Crawford's second goal of the game. What a goal off the draw. Nice patience to outweight the goaltender as Tanner was looking, and he was out, dropped down and out of it, and tucked around him was Colin Crawford. So a 3-0 lead here for the Novas in the first period. Minute and a half or so remaining in the opening frame. Getting center, dumping it in, taking his man out on the far side was number 27, Chase Corcoran, assistant captain for the Western Hurricanes. Goal being unassisted. Right off the draw, worked out off the skate. Santos brings it in. Gillis picks it off. Gillis takes a bump. Puck still alive. Picked up, worked down. Dykers will get it. Inside a minute now here remaining in the opening period. Worked up the wall. Chipping it out. Takes a bump on the far side. And a full line change for the Hurricanes as that's picked up. Worked back McCullen with speed. McMullen down the wall. As that goes under the pad, a little bit of extra stuff going on here after. Nothing enough for a penalty, and 33 seconds now remaining in the period. 3-0 lead. Shots in favor of the Novas, 11-2 as well. So the Hurricanes looking to get something going here in the last half a minute in the opening period. Face off in their zone now. Push forward. McDonald's shot there. Couldn't get it off. Half a minute now exactly remaining. Gillis shot from distance. Blocker save. Around to the far side. Cycled back in behind. Trying to get something going was Dan McDonald. That's Alex Dan McDonald wearing number 3. It's picked up on the far side. Cycled back down here now. 10 seconds remaining here in the opening period. Samson McDonald trying to run over his man now. Samson trying to cut it off the wall. Can't do so. Picked up in the middle of the ice. Worked out into the neutral zone. And that'll do it for the first period. So after one period of play, the Novas lead the Hurricanes by a score of 3-0. We'll be back here for second period of action live on High Button Sports from the Amera Queen Center, live in in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. After this short intermission.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross and Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross and Sons, scrap metal made simple.
.50 just being announced here at the start of the second period. I'd like to welcome you back to High Button Sports. I'm Logan Crothers. As we get set for second period of action here between this U15 matchup here on this Saturday evening. Hope you are excited as I am, as after this we are treated to World Series baseball. First time in Canada in over 30 years. Big win last night for the Blue Jays. A huge win, actually, 11-4 victory. Big grand slam home run by Addison Barger. Put them out on top in a big 9-run inning for them. And game 2 gets set tonight. Gosman and Yamamoto on the mound, and that'll be a call. Looks like, wait to see the official call, and a trip will be the call. Tripping is DeMel. It's going to sit for 2 or less in a power play here for the Nova. So we'll see our first penalty of the game. We'll see if the Novas can't add on to their lead as they lead by 3. Crawford out, McMullen on the point. He tries to hold it in. It goes past him and down the full length. All the way back in is McDonald. That's Ren McDonald. He'll stop up and set it up. He'll pick it up. One hand passed up for Crawford. Crawford going to fake the pass and keeping himself through the neutral zone over the blue line. Centers picked up. Here's McDonald. McDonald's got the assist on the second goal as he works it back for McMullen. McMullen shot, tipped on, scores. That goes off of Ferguson and in. As McMullen walks to the middle of the ice and lets one go. That's Oliver McMullen. I believe McDonald's going to get his second assist off the shin pad of Ferguson and finds its way to the back of the net. A 4-0 lead here on a power play goal for the Novas. And a potential third point for Crawford as it's worked in. Good job to get it in. As the Hurricanes looking to get a forecheck going here. Purcell gets it pinned off of his stick. Picked up, good support. Picked up. Here's Ramard through the neutral zone. He'll keep his feet moving. He'll work it around. Mood Ross down in behind the net. Cycling it down low. Gillis takes a bump. Nice job to separate the man off the body, or off the puck. I believe in the far side there was Hosing. He has it down low. Hosing, I believe, normally a forward for the Hurricanes. Short-staffed here in the home opener. Gillis shot short side. Off behind the net. Wraparound attempt. Can't connect. So Crawford will pick up his third point of this evening as he picks up the assist on the power play goal as Mood Ross in behind. He works it back. Hosing looks over some options. High sauce off the glass. McDonald holds the line. McDonald on the half wall. Hosing trying to knock it off his stick. Cycled down low. Trying to work it out of the corner. Cycled right back. Good job by Peoples. Big hit there in the corner. Now here's a chance. Sampson scores off a turnover. Sampson picking it up and bearing it home, and he has his second goal of the game. What a nice shot there from Asher Sampson, and a 5-goal lead here in Liverpool for the Novas on this road game. They'll face off once again at the Amera Center, and that'll do it in net for the night for Tanner. Is now in net Joseph McMullen. So McMullen's going to get the nod. Tanner's going to get the yank. He a little frustrated, I'm sure he should be, as those were a couple point-blank shots and opportunities on him. O'Toole still maybe going to send him back out for the third. Here's a chance. First shot of the game. Pad save, and the net off its bearings. Faceoff's going to stay inside. Rain McDonald picking up the assist on the Sampson goal, his second goal of the game. So McMullen now in between the pipes for the Hurricanes. Here's a shot, glove save, rebound off the glove, cleared out of harm's way. Back to the point, shot there off the head of McMullen. That's one way to enter the game, an offensive zone draw on your first few shots. He used his head to keep the puck out there, and off his head, up and out into the mesh behind his net. Face-off going to go to his glove hand side, over on the far side. Ferguson trying to block the power play goal, but off of his shin pad and found its way to the back of the net as he goes D-to-D now. Here's Hosing. Takes a bump, trying to get it out. McDonald, good forecheck. Crawford trying to work it out. Physicality started to pick up. The Hurricanes potentially a little frustrated here. Worked back. McDonald shot there, blocked. Good job. Getting in the lane there was Chambers. Lucas Chambers on a good block. He tries to get the puck out of harm's way. Now back to the point. Off of the stick of Santos, high up in behind the net. Cleared around, picked off. Romarn back to the point. D-to-D. McDonald at this point. Fakes a shot. Sends it back in. Chambers will finishing his check. His work back. McDonald's shot sent wide. In behind the net. Ferguson clears it around the wall. Past Hosing is Chambers trying to clear it out. Back, held at the line just inside. McMullen, he's got a goal. Centering pass. Crawford poked off his stick as he tried to toe drag. McKenzie picks it up and into the neutral zone. Working it over center and up over the blue line. Trying to cut to the middle. Poked off his stick. They'll battle for it. Now worked up. Ramard centering off the skate of Hughes, and in behind his own net, here's Hughes. He'll wheel it around. Worked up for McKenzie. He'll take a bump off his stick now. Ramard centers back to the high slot area and picked up. No shot, though. Peoples drops it off for McDonald at the point. Ren McDonald shot there, set wide on the ice. That'll be Dan McDonald stepping around one. Losing it, though, back to the point. Novas with some good pressure. That puck squirts out over the line. And Hughes will have to go back for it. Knox Hughes looking for it in his feet. Puck still there, running into the boards. McDonald. I was Alex Dan McDonald in on the forecheck as the Hurricanes work it up now through the neutral zone. Down the far side, why not? Gets a shot away, glove save. Rebound, though. Loose in front, picked up and worked out through the neutral zone. Sampson dumps it in, heads off for a change as Peoples gets to it first. Peoples pressured on the hip, spinning. Here's a chance, high slot shot, rebound loose under the stick. Or over the stick. On the rebound chance there was Gillis as it's sent in by the Hurricanes. Why not heads off? Lucas will pressure. Fraser up the wall. Lucas Fraser works it past Lucas as it's now back. Here's McIsaac. McIsaac looking over. Shot there, sent wide. Past the glove over to the far side point. Back to the point. Gillis, nice move around DeMel. DeMel, good back check, though, to make up for it. Gillis goes into the corner. DeMel. Working it up, working it around one. He takes a bump and gets taken out. Worked up. Here's Dykers on the half wall. Chipped up ahead and through the neutral zone. Sent in. Here's Gillis. He'll dump it in. McIsaac will forecheck. Corkum on the far side. Under the stick of everyone and picked up. Worked into the neutral zone. A couple nice moves here as it's dumped in. And Tinwold will forecheck. Missing the check there. Lucas will pick it off, though. Lucas sending it back in down low. Dimwell cycles. McIsaac there to pick it off, though. Up the wall to Gillis. Gillis clears it out into the neutral zone. Corkum sends it right back, and Frazier will have to go back. Lucas Frazier, D-to-D. High off the glass, up for Gillis in the neutral zone. Knocked off his stick by Corkum and chipped back out. All the way down. Hosing. Hosen now in behind his own net. He'll clear it up off the body and up and out of play here. 13. 13:21? Maybe the clock never started for the second period. I have 8:28 remaining. So we'll see. I'll check, but I know we've played more than 2 minutes in the second period. Wait to see if they adjust it, but as of right now, an icing call here. So I guess it will be 13:05 remaining. Face off in the zone of the Hurricanes. An offensive zone draw for Crawford. He digs in, trying to push it forward, kicks it up ahead. Picked up, worked Ramon on the forecheck. Big hit there. Ramard finishing his check, trying to get his stick back. Picking up the wrong one in the corner. They continue to battle down there. Ramard, as it's worked back into the neutral zone. Around McClellan, sent back in. On the receiving end was Knox Hughes receiving the big thump in the corner. Hughes holds the line. Good job there by Hughes. He takes a hit. Make a play. Down low. Trying to cut to the net was Santos. As cross-checking call coming up here, and that'll be a penalty. And Alex McDonald's going to be the recipient of that call. So he cross-checked the man on the way down. So 2 minutes cross-checking, says the official, and a power play here with 12:25 remaining in the second period. Look at the Western power play now. D'Entremont in the draw, trying to win it back. Now it's back to the point. Dimwell shot there. Looks like they have 4 forwards out there. As Dimwell trying to keep it in, holds the line. Corkum just outside of the line and offside as McIsaac was pressuring it up top. Trying to hold it in, couldn't do so, was Corkum. Face off over on the far side. As I was mentioning, 4 forwards out there, so a set up here. Got to be careful not to let anyone in behind. As Corkum sends it back down the wall. Ping pong here. Crawford gets stepped up on. Here's Wynot back. Dimwell down low, trying to connect on the far side. And worked into the corner. That was Timwold. Dimwell, far side. Shot there, blocked. And now cleared down the full length of the ice, about 175 feet off the stick of Roddy Gillis, and that'll be no icing. He'll peel off for a change. Good kill here so far for the Novas. They lead 5-0 as the Hurricanes looking to get one back. D'Entremont goes D-to-D. Here's Dimwell. Up the wall, Dimwell leaves it, poked off of his stick, and good job there by Mac Donnell. Dimwell over the line, cutting back to the point now. D'Entremont centers. Here's Corkum in the high slot. Corkum shot there off the high chest area of the goaltender and sent back into the neutral zone. McDonald weaves, dishes out to McDonnell. McDonnell, here's a chance. McDonald, pad save, and held on to for a whistle. Good job there, shutting it down. Joseph McMullen. 10:52 remaining here in the second period. I believe the clock was stopped for a good portion of time. Face off, blocker side here of McMullen. Pushed ahead, trying to sneak it through as Dion now gets pressured from Frazier. Worked up the glass off the stanchion on a weird hit, like directly on top of the glass. As Santos now trying to make a move around one. Knocked past him. Sent all the way back down. Corkum, he'll have to go retrieve it in behind his net now. Has some pressure from Peoples. Corkum lets his winger swing as he'll step out now. Dishing it out to the far side, too far to the reach as Gillis harassed him and icing the call. Corkum's going to be forced to stay. That pass was aired in front of everyone and could be costly as looks like they'll have three forwards. It's four forwards now out there for the Hurricanes here in a defensive zone draw. 10:18 remaining in the second period. So a defensive zone draw with four forwards on the ice. Not the ideal situation for the Hurricanes. So you can kind of tell now everyone out front. Here's a chance. Shot there. Big save. McMullen. Gillis at the point. Shot. Blocked. Santos going to try to do the best he can to play in a defensive role as he picks it up, works up, chips it ahead for himself. No icing. McDonald picks it up. He'll wheel around. That's Ren McDonald as he picks up through the neutral zone now. He gains speed over the blue line. Ren McDonald trying to cut through. Gets taken out from his stomach, centering through everyone. Now picked up on the close side. Fanned on the headman attempt. Over on the far side, McDonald. He'll go back for McDonald. Working it up the wall for, there's a big hit there. Stepping up, Mood Ross on McDonnell on a late call for interference. So an interference call on a step up when the guy had the puck. So I don't know where the interference might have been, but not my place to make the call. So a power play here for the Novas. 9:25 remaining in the second period. As it's sent down. Good job to clear it out. Get it out of the full length was Corkum. Has played a decent amount here in the second period so far. Picked up. Worked over the blue line. McDonald rimming it around for McDonald. McMullen drops it between his feet for Crawford. Works it over the far side. 3-on-2 down low. Backdoor chance. Off the skate, though, and sent in behind. Picked up. Here's Lincoln McDonald in the corner. Looking over. Back for Crawford. Back for McMullen. Back for Crawford. Down the side. Good stick by Wynot. As Chambers gets it, trying to clear it past Crawford, and he successfully does that, and it goes all the way down. Out to stop it, play it there was Wilson. He leaves it for McMullen. McMullen will wait, gets a little bit of pressure, go behind his net and set up. He'll wheel it out the far side. McMullen through the neutral zone. He's got the captain for the Novas. That's Oliver McMullen. Here's a chance off the short side. Blocker save. Crawford tried to bat it home, and that rebound was jumped onto there by McMullen. Good job holding the fort. Joseph McMullen jumping on the loose puck. Five 0 lead here. A power play opportunity with 47 seconds remaining on that. And an offensive zone draw for the Novas, held in by Percy on the far side. Oh no, it goes under his stick. Percy chips it up the wall for Sampson. Picked up exiting the zone, and he'll bring it back. Try to get his feet moving. Purcell, DDD for Frazier. Frazier centers up through the neutral zone and over the blue line. Here's Sampson. Asher Sampson, he's got 2 in the game already. He picks up and he works his way down the far side. Shot there, pad save by McMullen. Frazier centers. Sampson's shot sent wide. Frazier's going to step back in off the point. Down low. In behind the net. Ferguson around past him. Centers back for Frazier at the point. Shot there. Good job to get a stick on it. D'Entremont as Nosen in there to help out. Sampson parked out in front. That'll do it for the power play. Gillis spinning around off of one. Leaves it down low for Sampson. And behind, works it back. Frazier, quick shot off the skate of Dimwell. Sampson down low. centers, far side for McIsaac. McIsaac makes a move around one, works it back to the point. Purcell can't hold it. He'll work it back, chipping it out for McIsaac, touches it outside the line, and that'll be an offside call here with 7 minutes exactly remaining on the second period clock. A 5-0 lead for the Novas. Hurricanes looking to get a little bit of momentum here, built up in the end of the second period. Had them into the third period, into the dressing room on a positive note. I'm sure someone would like to score in the home opener, get this place some energy in this place as it goes around too far for Tenwold. Back in behind D2D, behind their own net. The Novas trying to work it up. That's McDonald up to the point. Corkum holds it in. Puck off a couple sticks. It's bobbled now. Off the stick of Dykers and in. Wilson out to stop it for McMullen. He works around for McDonald. Up to Dykers. Looking for it in his feet. Trying to work it past Corkum. Holds it inside the red line. Sends it back. Crawford picks up. Trying to work it through. Dion picks it off. Dion leaves it. Why not kicks it out wide? Dimwald shot off the crossbar. Corkum's going to step up. Back for Dimwald. Tenwold. Picked up. Centers. Trying to connect out in front as it's knocked out of the way. Gillis trying to clear it up to the point offside. Touched up on the far side by the player leaving the zone. And an offside call. Looked like Churchill was trying to get out, but the puck came right to him. He couldn't help himself. Santos in on the draw. Working it in. Sampson down the wall around Ferguson. Sampson centers. Trying to find McDonnell and shot on and held on for a whistle. Good job by McMullen to hold on for a whistle here. The Western goaltenders, between the two of them, faced 22 shots. Haven't had much support up in the other end as they've only had 4 of their own. As Sampson now in the corner, back to the point. D2D, McDonald, shot there. High stick, and that'll be whistled down. As the rebound got batted up into the air and touched up in the air above the shoulder, and a high stick call is going to come outside of the zone, I believe. Don Tremont in on the face-off against Ramon. Face-off, one back, D2D, far side. Purcell gets the blue line, dumps it in. Ferguson around to the far side. Dimwell trying to get it out. Past him and Purcell now on the far side. He'll work it all the way back. Miss-aired the pass as Frazier now gets pressure from Dimwell. Chambers in there on the forecheck. A little bit of an energy shift here coming up. As that worked back, here's a chance. 2-on-1, McIsaac and Ramard. Ramard now in front. He's alone. Looking back door. Off the side of the net is alone. Back door with the wide open net and a couple big body checks there. Getting back was Mood Ross, and what a nice save there. On a dangerous chance, 2-on-1 for the Novas as Ramard was in with McIsaac. So Colton McIsaac and Noel Ramard have had a few points here in this one. Between the two, I think about 4 points. As that puck held in at the line by McDonald off the McDonnell and behind centers out of the reach of McIsaac. He'll get back up into the high slot area and pick it off. Up at center, trying to dump it back in. Goes off of Tinwold all the way down. Frazier now behind his own net. Lucas Frazier up the wall. Corkum steps up. No icing, says the official. Stepping up all the way down. Having to go back. It's Nosen. Hosen now down low. Cutting back a couple times. He gets run into on the forecheck there of Ramard. Still out there. Shot there. McMullen sends wide. Back to the close side point. McDonald will send it back in. taking a bump, trying to spin off of everyone out of the corner. That's Avery Dykers. It's worked up. Dion. Chipped up ahead. Tenwold. Down low. Back for Dion on the half wall. Back down low for Tenwold. Trying to center. Dion up the wall, trying to get it back down low. Puck battled on the far side, just over top of the hash marks. Still looking to clear it up. Tenwold trying to get it out. Now Corcoran at the point. Shot there. So that's wide. McMullen in behind. DDD for McDonald. Dykers up the wall. Touches it to the middle for Crawford. It goes past. Dykers takes a fall back for Crawford now. Across the blue line. Crawford drop pass. Gillis shot off the body of Hughes. Into the corner. Over top of the circles. Nice move. Here's a chance. Shot. Blocker save. Good job there. Was McMullen. Once again, Joseph McMullen up for the task. Hughes, D to D. Crawford in there on the forecheck. Colin Crawford trying to work it out. Dykers on the half wall. Work back to the point. McDonald shot there from distance. Tipped on by Gillis. Not enough, though, as it's sent back into the neutral zone. Here's McDonald. That's Alex McDonald. Chipping it up ahead for Colton Crawford. He makes a nice move around one. Another nice move. Crawford shot up in the air. Rebound. Glove down right in front of the goaltender and held on to for a whistle by Joseph McMullen. 2:41 remaining here in the second period. 5-0 lead for the Novas. They've had a few different goal scorers. They got 2 from number 10, Asher Sampson, as well as 2 from number 19, Colin Crawford. He got 2 goals. Crawford also adding an assist as well. And the 5th goal coming off the stick of number 9, their captain, Oliver McMullen. Ferguson in behind his own net. Picking it up, working it up, trying to get it to Lucas. Can't connect. Work back over to the far side. Now back, here's Lucas trying to pick it up over center. He takes a bump, gets it in right on net of Wilson. He'll stop up for a whistle, takes a little spray, and he'll grab the puck and wait for the linesman. Faceoff's going to stay inside of his zone. Looks like faceoff to the blocker side. 2:15 now, my apologies, remaining here in the second period. 25-5 shots in favor of the Novas. Shot right on off the draw, held on to once again by Wilson as Dimwall was crashing in. D'Entremont in the face-off circle once again in the offensive zone. Battled for here, worked to the half wall and rimmed around by McDonald. That was number 17, Ren McDonald. He's got an assist in the game as well. Puck battled for on the far side. Dimwell trying to get it up to the point. Now work back, centering chance under the stick of Tenwold and picked up McDonald. We're trying to work it up into the neutral zone, successfully does. McDonald takes a bump as he dumps it in. He'll peel back to the point. Sampson down low. He's got 2. Sampson cuts over top of the circle trying to get it out. Over top of the dot, I guess I should have said. Not over top of the circle. Sampson spinning away from 1. 1.5 minutes remaining here in the second period. Back to the point. D-to-D for McDonald. Shot sent wide past the glove. Gillis will step in. Off the point, send it right back in. Mood Ross picks it up, goes D-to-D, takes a hit from McDonnell. Up the wall, McDonald reads it perfectly, and now here's a chance. McDonald shot past the glove wide. Up off Gillis, sends it back in for McDonnell. Spinning, trying to get it out front. McDonnell takes a bump, and a late call here coming now. As the Nova's going to head to the power play here, under a minute now remaining here in the second period. Shot there, Peoples trying to get another opportunity. Rebound in the corner. McDonnell works it back to the point. McDonald back for Crawford. Crawford toe drag shot high and wide. Gillis trying to keep it down. It stayed up in the air and touched up for a whistle on a face-off. Going to stay inside. A cross-checking call here coming for the Western Hurricanes is Mood Ross. So Mood Ross will head off. 43 seconds remaining here in the second period, and a power play opportunity for the Novas as they already lead by 5. It's a late power play for them here in the second period for about 43 seconds, and that'll carry over into the third if they can't capitalize. Puck one back Purcell trying to keep it in deep. Purcell takes a big hit on the far side as Santos ran him over. Purcell playing it from his backside, sends it back in. McDonald spinning away. He gets taken out by Corkum. Crawford shot into the chest, into the breadbasket, held on to. No rebound from McMullen. Santos running over his man. On the far side, that was Purcell. He went down, and he ended up staying in the play, and from his backside kept the puck from going down right in off the draw, right in, trickled in on net. 15 seconds now here remaining in the second period. Offensive zone draw. Crawford has McDonald out there with Romard. As Crawford gets waved out, looks like McDonald might have got in front, so Romard in there to face off. He'll go McDonald switch, and Crawford will head off to the corner. Clearing attempt, held in McMullen. He's got a goal in the game, an assist as well, I believe. Sorry, just a goal. Here's a shot looking back door and a shot pass attempt. 4 seconds now remaining. Clearing attempt held in, shot wide. Couldn't see it, good traffic, and that puck shot on net stopped there by McMullen as the buzzer goes. So after 2 periods of play, the Novas lead the Hurricanes by a score of 5-0. We'll be back for third period of action here from the Emera Queens Place Center, live on High Button Sports after this short break.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Welcome back here for third period of action inside the Queen's Amera Place here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. I'm Molten Crothers, live from High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in this evening, folks, as we're moments away here from third period puck drop. Power play to start it for the Novas. So we'll face off here up at center ice, and we are underway as Peoples wins it back. McDonald picks it up, goes D to D, far side, worked it right back across, working it over the line. Sampson got a cut back, work it back, trying to work it to his point as Why Not picks it off, clears it past the head of the official. He'll duck out of the way, and it goes down all the way. Wilson out to play that puck. Wilson hasn't been too busy, only facing 6 shots here so far. Tough to stay sharp when you've only faced a handful of shots or so, as Why Not sends it all the way in. He'll peel off for a change. As I was mentioning, him trying to stay as sharp as he can, the best he can, as he's out to leave it there. McDonald centers, picked up. Here's Peoples through the middle of the ice. He'll cut up far side, over the line, drop pass, picked off. Tenwell trying to clear it, just outside the blue line, sent back in by McMullen. Peoples finishes his check on the far side, sent down. 15 seconds here remaining now in the power play for the Novas. McMullen stops up. Ice a little sticky now in behind, so a little got to be careful about that as he'll pick it up. Fans on it again. Puck sticking around in its spot, so a little bit of wetness out here. Dimwell, far side, gets pressured by, and that's worked out. Here's Crawford. 2-on-1, has McDonald. Crawford, shot there, rebound into the corner. McDonald draws driving back door, so that's worked up to the point. Sent back down past Dimwall. Ramard sends it down as Timwald works it around past defenseman and worked up Chambers, trying to make a move around Crawford and his skates. Big hit there by Chambers as it's picked up in behind. Hosting now the same problem, 200 feet away. The puck sticking in behind the net of each team, so can't say it was a disadvantage or advantage happening to both teams as Dimwell tried to center, couldn't connect off the skates of McDonald in behind. Back to 5-on-5 action here, and a late call up and a head contact call coming. Stepping up was Hughes, and he'll draw a penalty. 2 minutes for head contact. It's going to be Gillis, and I'm going to have to stick with those guys that were on. So Ramard and Crawford will stay. A power play here now for the Hurricanes. 17:42 remaining in the third period. Hope you're enjoying this evening's matchup, the home opener for the Hurricanes. Wherever you are tuning in from, as McKenzie works it down the wall. Dion, far side. Dion, work it back. Dimwall, shot there, rebound, loose in front, trying to get it home. Churchill, cleared back and out into the neutral zone. Mood Ross will stop it up. Mood Ross looking over, headman pass, tapped ahead by Santos. Gillis, high off the glass all the way down. So 2 minutes for head contact. 17:42, the time of the call. McIsaac now, far side, shorthanded, dumps it back in. Dykers will get to it first, as now Mood Ross will get in to it with him, as he'll have to try to stop him. He tries to cut off top of the circles. D'Entremont stops, cuts back into his own zone. McIsaac and Santos run into each other. Slow to get up. McIsaac was a little bit slow there. Must have taken the worst of that. As Dion offside at the line, making a move, setting his man offside, and a face-off just outside the Novas bench. As a fresh line will come out for the Hurricanes. D'Entremont's going to stay. Maybe the best face-off man for the Hurricanes. Face-off in front of the Novas bench. One pass, Tinwold, and all the way down. Corkum, and behind his own net, he'll get pressure by McDonnell. He'll keep it, work it close side. Here's Tinwald. Tinwald now across the blue line. He'll stop up, Hurricanes looking to set it up. Cycled down low. D'Entremont back to the point. Tinwald centers, connects there. Here's a chance shot there off the body of D'Entremont and sent back into the neutral zone. McDonald holds up, dumps it on net, bounces it in. Had to be careful there as it gets all the way down. Got to be careful on a one hop. Worked over to the far side. Dimwell driving, trying to cut towards the net. That'll do it for the power play here. Back to 5-on-5. Here's a chance off the pad, though. Good job, Wilson, on the pad save. Tinwald, shot there. Pad save once again by Wilson. Tinwald trying to get to it now. Cleared back into the neutral zone. Corkum will collect it. Off the glass, no icing. It's sent back all the way down. Wilson out to play it. He'll leave it for McDonald. Stretch pass up ahead. Sampson over the blue line. 3-on-3, now 3-on-4. He stops up on the half wall far side. Pressured there by Lucas. Worked over. Kicked over here. Why not pressure that puck, trying to get a stick on it with the long range there as it's back into the neutral zone once again. Sent past the defender Purcell, and Frazier will get back to it first. Cohen Frazier stopping up. Far side. Picked off. Good job right off the bench was Churchill. Centering in front for Lucas. Good foot race there. Cutting back into his own zone. Sampson trying to get it out now past Churchill. It's Peoples and Churchill will battle now. Puck one back to Ferguson. Centers. Going to be careful. There's a potential suicide pass as Churchill picks it up over the blue line and turns it over. The Novas chip it up. That was Purcell. Puck chipped up the wall. High sticking in Ramon. And Ferguson was stepping up there, and he'll avoid the check. And 14-19 now remaining here in the third period. Faceoff going to be just below us here on a high sticking call against the Novas. 5-0 the lead here. Faceoff worked ahead. Ramard. Shot there. Pad save into the corner. McKenzie will pick it up. Centers. In behind the centerman, though. That was too far behind D'Entremont. He couldn't connect. McKenzie off the half wall, trying to chip it up ahead. Ramard pressures. Ramard trying to work it back to the point. McKenzie will pick it off. McKenzie will pick it up, get some speed through the neutral zone, and he gets center. Now the blue line dumps it in. Wilson out to play. He'll keep it going. Around to the far side. McDonald up the wall. Hughes trying to keep it in. Gets poked past him. There's a chance. 3-on-1. Down the far side, Ramard looking back door off the side of the post. McDonald had the wide open cage, and he couldn't get it home. Good defensive play there. Getting back all the way was Mood Ross, and getting a stick into it. On a 3-on-1 chance for the Novas to go up by 6. Falling now right, here's a chance. Dimwald in all alone. Shot there. Pad save into the corner. Dimwald out front. Can't get the shot. Turn back. Here's Gillis. Held in just at the line and picked up, though, on the dump back in attempt. Ramard on a nice feed moments ago on the 3-on-1 to set up the man. Now here's a delayed call. Tripping will be the call. Corkum will go. McIsaac will set the puck up on the far side, saying that's where I want the faceoff to be held. So Corkum's going to sit. He doesn't agree with the call. 2 minutes for tripping, says the official, and a faceoff going to stay inside the zone, blocker hand side. We'll await the official call, but I believe tripping will be the call. Battle on the far side. Puck one back. Here's Frazier off the face-off. McDonald shot there, looking for a stick of McDonnell in front. So tripping will be the call. Sampson back to McDonald. He'll walk across. Back for Sampson. He'll walk it down. Shot there. Rebound looking for McDonnell's stick. Can't connect. Zip bounced over. Here's Frazier for our side. Sauce pass high in the air. McDonald, nice keep. He sends it back down. Hughes takes out McDonnell in front of the net. No call on the play. McDonnell a little slow to get up. I'm sure he'll have a couple words for Hughes on the way back. Wilson out to play it. See the air horn here waiting to explode inside the Queens of Mara Arena. Power play for the Novas. Peoples working it down the wall, rimming it around to the far side. Hughes will stop it in behind the net, though. Sampson picks it up on the clearing attempt. Sampson cutting back, still with the puck. Sampson controlling it down the wall. Peoples. He'll look over some options. Weaving. Peoples trying to cut to the middle, knocked off of his stick. Hughes down low with McDonnell. Peoples in there with him. Peoples cutting down low. Sampson centers off the skate of Hughes, rimmed around, far side, held at the line by Fraser, into the feet now. Now it'll be cleared out. It's about a foot outside the line. Fraser trying to hold it in, get it back down. The Novas will head off for a change, the forward lines at least, as Fraser will stay. Quick change for the Hurricanes. Churchill out there on the first man forecheck. McDonald through the neutral zone. McDonald over the line, shot there, glove save, held on to easily for a whistle. 11:15 remaining here in the third period, trailing by 5. The Hurricanes looking to kill off this and get back on the offensive attack here, trying to set something up. Shots in favor of the Novas, 32-10. Face off in the offensive zone for the Novas. They work it off the draw. McDonald has Crawford out there in the offensive zone draw now, working it back. McDonald to the point for McDonald. He'll work it D-to-D for McMullen. Down low, McDonald heads up off the bed of the penalty box. Corkum and McDonald collide. McMullen far side. Shot there off the crossbar, off the back and out of harm's way over the corner. McDonald pressured by Donchemont. He picks it up, chips it for Corkum. Corkum far side. Up off the glass. Pax stepping up there. Donchemont takes the hit, trying to get it out of harm's way. Worked up through the neutral zone. Back over the line, Ramard. Crossing over, looking back door. McDonald has a man in front, tapping it in back door. Sneaking in there. Off the backside was number 17. Ren McDonald stepping in from the point. He'll pick up his second point of the game. So McDonald stepping in from the point, sneaking in back door, getting a nice feed from Lincoln McDonald. So the McDonald's connecting here, giving the Novas a 6-0 lead. So McDonald to McDonald, and a 6-0 lead here for the Novas. I don't know if it gets more Novas than that. A lot of McDonald's and McMullins out here today. As that puck worked up. More Nova Scotian than all the McDonald's. So Ramard's going to pick up another point as well. He gets the second assist. So Ramard from McDonald and Ramard. That's worked back. Here's a chance. 2-on-0. Why not? Shot glove save. Wilson sharp and up for the task. What a save there. Staying sharp. Landon Wilson 200 feet down away from the Western goaltender with a big glove save. So I'm not even going to give him the announcer's curse. We won't even talk about what's going on down there between the pipes. So I'm sure everyone is aware. That's worked up by the Novas. Over the line. Sampson's going to use his speed to drive it down low. Sampson gets pinched off in the corner by Corkum. Puck worked back to Sampson now. Lucas will pressure Sampson. Shot there. Fanned on. Rebound. Shot wide, though. Hughes picks it up. Works it up the wall. Gillis will step down. Good job to hold it was Gillis. Momentarily, though, as it's worked back into the neutral zone. Past Churchill as he'll pressure the puck. Work back. Here's Gillis. Chip play up for Sampson. Corkum steps up. Knocked off of his stick. Lucas picks it up. Dumps it in. He'll pressure now. Wilson out to play it. Wilson very smooth and always out there to stop up the puck for his teammates and set up the breakout for the Novas. Now through the neutral zone. Over the line. Peoples takes a bump. Good back check by Churchill. Down low, McDougall takes it, McDonnell takes a hit. Now McDonald at the point. Works it out, though, D-to-D. Back past Chambers, now back the other way. Here comes the Hurricanes. Santos over the line. Shot blocked by McDonald. Ren McDonald scoring a goal. The sixth goal of the game for the Novas. Picked up, now worked out. Who got the most recent assist as well. That's the other McDonald. That's Lincoln McDonald all the way down past, no icing. Sent out by the old man right on to his own net. As Wilson played it there for McMullen. McMullen going to wheel it up the far side. Heads up, got to be careful. That was just out of the reach. Now picked up Crawford on the turnover. Crawford back door. McDonald couldn't handle it. Lincoln McDonald under his stick. Now here's McKenzie going to try to split through. McKenzie gets taken out by McMullen. Good job defensively there by McMullen as McKenzie picks it up down low. Cycle pass for McDermott as McDermott and McMullen battle. Worked up the wall. Gillis chipping it up for Crawford. Crawford delaying, leaving it for Gillis through the neutral zone. Dumped in, taking a hit. Big hit there as Dimwell stepping into his man off the bench. Back to the point. Gillis past his as Dimwell pressured. Puck out into the neutral zone, sent back in. To the western zone now, far side. Mood Ross turns it over, centering pass in the skates. Ferguson trying to clear it away. Sorry, that was Corkum. Corkum up the wall. Back to the point, shot sent wide. Mood Ross going to try to get to it. Work back to the point. Purcell out into the neutral zone. Picked up here. Tenwold with some time and space now for the neutral zone. He'll try to cut through offside at the line. No, says the official. They'll play on. Corkum, shot there. Pad save. Rebound picked up in behind the net. Corkum centers it back. Takes a bump. Work back. No call on the play there as the Novas 3-on-2. Going to have to waste all the way back. Corkum now it's a 3-on-3. Driving down low. McIsaac cuts back. McIsaac looking for an option. He drops it off. Mood Ross hits a guy. And it's sent back down as McDonald. Good job there. Dion far side. Nice move through the middle. Dion controls through the neutral zone. Turns it over now. Here's a chance back to the way. Sampson. He's looking for three. Sampson shot blocker save. Over to the far side wall. Dimwell trying to chip it up around. The defenseman stepping up was Ren McDonald. He has his most recent goal for the Novas. Worked in. Here's a chance. Sampson shot off the crossbar. And over. Gillis will step in from the point. He gets run over by Tinwold. Got to be careful when that big man's in the trolley tracks as Gillis now gets tangled up. They untie feet. Now here's a chance. People's toe drag in front of the net. Shot there. Pad save. And that's held on too as that got under the pad there, and a big pad save from goaltender Joseph McMullen. Pace continuing here in the third period as Sampson, McDonnell, and Peoples out there on the offensive zone draw up front for the Novas. One back, though. Good job on the draw there. It was Churchill, I believe. Picked up. Gillis stepping up. Why not works it past him? 5:35 remaining here in the third and final period. Turned over. Why not? Has Santos. Feed for Santos. Shot there. Blocker save by Wilson. Puck worked up into the neutral zone. Trying to get it back in deep and get on the forecheck are the Novas. Picked up now with some speed here. Sampson. He'll go 1-on-2. Sampson drop pass there for people. Shot there. Toe save. Good job there by McMullen to kick the toe out and keep that out of the back of his net as it's sent back in behind his net now. Turnover here. Hosing turns it over to Peoples. Peoples down low. Shot there. Rebound out of harm's way. Back to the point. Shot there. McDonald. Rebound. Poked away. Hosing clears it out of harm's way now. Hughes will have to pressure. Hughes and McDonald. Hughes, nice spin move. Centering pass for McDonnell. Back to the point. McDonald shot there. That's wide. McMullen will step in for the point. He'll let one go. Potentially looking back door as McDonald was there. Hosing up the wall into his feet. Turns it over. McDonald finds McMullen. McMullen shot there. Blocked by Hughes. McMullen cycling for McDonald. Spinning. Down low. McDonald spins off another check. Shifty Lincoln McDonald has a couple points in the game. McDonald down low for Ramard. Backhand sauce pass to the point. McDonald shot. Crawford picks up the rebound. Shot there once again right into the breadbasket, though, of McMullen, and a whistle goes. 43 shots climbing now up there for the Novas. Sure, some frustration for them. Still early in the season, though. Still plenty of time to turn around. Still a very young team, I believe, for the Western squad. So that'll be picked up. Looking over his options. Centers. Nice feed through. McKenzie under his stick, though, and back. 3:50 remaining here in the third period. Trailing by 6. The Hurricanes looking to get on the board. Puck lost. Work back. Here's Corkum. Cross ice pass for Churchill, and McDonald steps up, knocks it back. Crawford, toe drag around one, stopping up, and knocked off of his stick by Corkum and worked out. Giving a shot there was Churchill on the far side. Chipping it up through the middle. Churchill cross one. He gets tangled up. No call on the play. They'll continue on. Back the other way. Ramard through the neutral zone. Across the blue line has Crawford. Ramard drives down. Centers off the skate. Clearing back. Will that be able to held in? Yes, Purcell's shot sent down in behind. Corcom's going to have to get there. Gillis will pressure. Churchill on the far side now. Through the middle. All the way down. Purcell past his stick. No icing as it was touched up, says the linesman. Wilson clearing it back the close side. Gillis leaves it there. Crawford across the blue line. Crawford dishing it out wide. Ramard shot there. Pad save. Held on to for a whistle. Once again now. Shots up to 44 for the Novas. 13 only for the Hurricanes. Struggling early here in the season offensively. They still only have 6 goals for. Puck work back. Purcell shot blocked. Good thing. There's some positive stuff to look at as the shot blocking was still all the way through the game as Wilson out to play it. Your captain out there blocking shots, so your leader's leading. Just got to get the offensive touch going here, and that will take time, and it will come, but still, like I said, still early in the season, and just got to find the right line combinations and who connects well with who. As well, they're short on the back end tonight. Only 4 regular defensemen in the lineup. Dimwell steps into McIsaac, and it's sent back in. Touched up there. Looks like a head contact call. So it looks like Dimwell is going to head off just as I was talking about it, but he was just finishing his check. Playing hard right till that final buzzer. Maybe a little bit of frustration, but Dimwell's going to sit for 2 or less with exactly 2 minutes on the clock. Exactly 2 minutes. Offensive zone draw. McIsaac getting his helmet adjusted by the official up at center ice. He'll stay out. Like I was saying, Dimwell trying to show his team. You got to play right till that final buzzer, finishing his check. 2 minutes, so not a purposeful head contact, just finishing his check maybe on a smaller player. Happens to everyone. I'm sure his captain, or sorry, not his captain, his coach O'Toole is used to head contact. 6'3" Ryan O'Toole, head coach for the Hurricanes this year. The newly appointed head coach, as he is a big man, and at the same time is known to mix it up once in a while. Here's a chance. So I got to witness it a couple times. As McIsaac in behind the net. Stops up. Gets it back now as he left it in for his defenseman. McIsaac over the blue line. Stops in over the line. Cross ice pass. Doesn't connect cleanly. Looking back door. McIsaac. Shot there into the chest protector. Heads up. Players down in front. Dykers falling down as that's cleared down the full length. As Dykers gives the man a shot, and that's touched up by Wilson, and a delayed penalty here. And it looks like Dykers is going to go, and it'll be a 4-on-4 action here with 51 seconds remaining. Cross-checking will be the call, and a 4-on-4 here to finish off this game. 45 shots for the Novas, only 13 for the Hurricanes, so We'll see maybe an adjustment on the forecheck or something along those lines potentially in tomorrow afternoon's matchup here. McMullen picks it up, works it for Sampson, so lots of room out there for the Novas to work the puck around and potentially use some of their speed to their advantage as Churchill out there for the Novas with McDermott. Puck worked past McDonald. He'll cut back, work it over here for McMullen. Half a minute now remaining in the third period. Dumped in, played over. Ferguson will have to go back into the side. Ferguson takes a bump, works it in behind the net. Corkum spins. Corkum picks it up, pressured, works it up though, continues to control it through the line, over across the blue line. Corkum trying to work it towards the net. McMullen going to pin it up on the wall and try to run out the clock here. Under 10 seconds now remaining in the third period. D'Entremont in there. Ferguson in there to help out. Crosscheck's going to go, and now might have a little extra here after the whistle, but that'll do it here for the third period of play. So after 3 periods, the Novas victorious by a score of 6-0 over the Western Hurricanes. Thanks for tuning in here live on High Button Sports from the Amera Queens Arena in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. That's all for me. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as these teams face off 11 o'clock here live back on High Button Sports. But that's all, folks. Thank you, and have yourselves a good night. And go, Blue Jays, go.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John.